it's a 100 vol asset class. It will have 75% drawdowns, and those are opportunities. Every time it does, it's a life-changing risk reward. So even if now, I mean, I think we all think the low is in, but let's assume it's not. Let's say there's another 50% downside from here. Well, the upside, when you get to these kind of levels after the sell-off, is about 10 to 20x. So 50 basis points downside, 10 to 20x upside is like, you know, Mooch, we've been in the business for a long time. You never get these opportunities in your lifetime. You might get one if you were lucky in some VC deal, but in an entire market that goes up 20x, and it does it periodically in this exponential trade, we never get this.
Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, dropped significantly lower on Friday, losing over $1,500 of its price in 24 hours. Ethereum also dropped below $1,700 for the first time in almost 10 days. This is Bitcoin's 7th consecutive session of falling lower, which has seen the crypto asset drop below its recent support point of $22,600 to an intraday low of $21,328. As of press time, Bitcoin is trading at $21,328, its lowest point since July 27, and an 8.71% drop in the past 24 hours. It has also shed more than 10% of its price over the past week. Like Bitcoin, all other top cryptocurrencies are in the red. Ethereum is trading at $1,649, a 9.40% drawdown in the past 24 hours. Cardano, Dogecoin, and Solana have also taken big hits, having lost the 13.36%, 13.70%, and 10.44% respectively in the past 24 hours. This is a lot to take in for investors that have only recently had a bit of relief from the markets. As gloomy as this all may sound, it is a staple of the cryptocurrency industry. But for the weak hands and new investors who think this is the end for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, here is an enlightening interview with three market giants. Real Vision CEO Raoul Pal, Skybridge Capital's Anthony Scaramucci, and Mark Yusko, the founder and managing director of Morgan Creek Capital Management, share their opinion on the current state of the market and what investors can expect as the markets navigate the murky waters. Please watch, like, and share this video. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations in the comment section below and subscribe for more crypto-related videos. Thanks, and enjoy the video.
My point is, if you're going to do this for a living, you have to be prepared for this level of volatility. You know?
I mean, I've been storing on my Twitter feed in my bookmarks all of these traditional media. It's a scam, it's a Ponzi, all of that stuff, because it's just fascinating to see those kind of articles coming out. The kind of, I told you so at the lows. And then obviously that's the signal. But it still staggers me how much pushback there is from traditionalists. It's like,
but yet the biggest asset manager in the world has teamed up with Aladdin and has said that they now are going to have a private trust. I guess that's the Grayscale trust without a discount or a premium, and they're going to offer that out to their clients. So you guys tell me. I mean, I don't know. I'm being ridiculed for being early. In the meantime, you guys were there a lot earlier than me. So, I mean, you've been obviously ridiculed for a longer period of time. But
we just get used to being ridiculed.
I've been ridiculed since the day I was born.
I'm actually okay with it, Raoul. But the point I'm making is it's very damaging to clients, because if the clients just relax, they're going to make a monumental amount of wealth as a result of being early on something that's going to transform the entire society. But all we have to do is just get people to relax. You know,
but presumably
really
your client,
hard, particularly the institutional style clients and the RIAs and the people you deal with and I deal with on the asset management side. They're always looking over their shoulder because somebody's always saying you're being an idiot. Because financial markets are all a history of all of us being an idiots and making wrong decisions, and they are scared of it. They're really scared of it. It's very hard to get them to have enough conviction, but when they do, they stick around. But you can see it. They get very wavery. But I explain to people all the time, is like, we've already said it's a 100 vol asset class. It will have 75% drawdowns, and those are opportunities. Every time it does, it's a life-changing risk reward.
My point is, I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to continue to educate clients. I'm going to continue to explain to people that if you can delayer a society and you can take out middlemen of society and we can go peer to peer with our transactions and we can create a currency or a ledger, let's just call that's what a currency should be, that's not corruptible by policymakers or politicians. If we can do that, then market forces, being what they are, will gravitate to that because it'll be cheaper and it'll be more stable than the system that we're currently running. So again, maybe it won't fully adopt, guys, and maybe it becomes a store of value. But if it does fully adopt, like some of these guys think, I mean, this is a monumental time to be involved with this stuff.
And did you feel beaten up over the summer from clients and media and all of that? How did you deal with the psychological part of having to deal with the crypto winter?
It's a lot easier than working for Donald Trump. I mean, I got fired from the White House 5 years ago. They shot me out of a cannon and rolled me into Pennsylvania Avenue, right? Then they skinned me alive and then salted me with margarita salt. So very well prepared for this. You know what I mean? I'm not on every late night comedy show. I'm not being impersonated on Saturday Night Live because my Bitcoin exposure is down. You know what I mean? So I am built for this shit. You know, are you allowed to say shit on your podcast?
Yeah. Shit.
So I am built for this. I have no problem with it. But yes, I'm getting lit up by the media. I'm getting lit up by clients. I can't mention the name of the wirehouse, but I have one wirehouse that put a sell on my fund in April of 2020. The fund went up 61%. They then put a buy on the fund. Now, because of my Bitcoin exposure, they put a sell on the fund. And of course, the moment they put the sell on the fund is up 20% from the moment they put the sell on the fund. Guys, what are you doing? This is a long-term fund that has liquidity characteristics that are geared towards long-term investors. What are you doing? I mean, you know, so I'm sitting here. I have to get on the phone with the investors and calm down the investors because we've got imbeciles in these wirehouses, not mentioning the name of the imbecilic wirehouse, but that are doing this. What are you guys doing? Okay, I mean, that's not the way you invest. I thought you guys were all disciples of Warren Buffett. You're supposed to buy the shit and sit on it, you know? And Raoul, you know this, Scott probably knows this. The best performing accounts at Charles Schwab are the dead people.
I know.
Dead people. Okay, because they're dead. They're not looking at the account. And, you know, when you're dead, you don't have that much emotion, I don't think, when you're looking at your statement.
Just like the former White House Director of Communications experienced during his post-White House days, the alternative to not investing in cryptocurrencies is a lot gloomier than what the charts are saying right now. This is a monumental opportunity to be a part of the future of payments, currencies, and money, and a few percentage drop-downs should not deter you from enjoying everything the crypto space has to offer. Let's get back to the interview as Raoul Pal speaks about his regrets about selling Bitcoin when he did.
Volatility gives the reward, right?
Right.
So because it's a 70 vol asset, gives these 20, 50, 100x, depending what time period you're looking at. And people just are not set up for that because they are mean reversionists. They think the world is cyclical and everything reverts back to where it was. So therefore, every boom has a bust and every bust brings it back to where it started. But that's not what happens here. It's in an exponential trend. So every bust is significantly higher. I mean, Bitcoin 4,000, Bitcoin 20,000. Okay. And that's low to low. I mean, that's extraordinary. But people don't see that. They're not used to it. They don't know how to deal with it. So people are having to learn. I mean, all of us did. I mean, I was shit at doing this because I never realized how in an exponential trend, buying and holding and adding into the big sell-offs is better. I went back and looked at all the times I traded Bitcoin from 2013 when I first got in at 200. I rode it up to, it went up to 2,000 to 1,000. So it went up 5x in 2 months. It went all the way back down 85%. I just held it because I wanted to treat it like an option. I wanted to see, and I had a 10-year view. And I said, listen, it's probably going to 100,000, worst case, 1 million, best case over the next 10 to 20 years. So I held it. It went back 85%. It rallied all the way back up, and I got out during the Forking Wars in 2018, 17, and I'd made 10 times my money and thought I was a genius. It went up another 10x and then came back down again. So it was fine. I went back and then I rebought in 2020 in that sell-off. I went back and did the maths on my much smaller position that I started with versus the much bigger when I really went in, irresponsibly long in 2020. If I'd have just held my original stake, I'd have made 5 times as much money by not. And I traded it well. I made money every time. And if I'd have just held it, I'd have made 5x. If I'd have just doubled, just keep adding my original stake every time it sold off in the big cycles and got down to that 5-year moving average, I'd have made 25x. I'm like, Raoul, you're a fucking idiot.
In a previous interview, Mark Yusko, the founder, chief investment officer, and managing director of Morgan Creek Capital Management, an investment management firm that advises pension funds, endowments, and wealthy individuals, predicted that the crypto bull market is coming. We saw a little bit of that last week and earlier this week. In the recent interview, he explains that we might not be in a full-blown crypto summer yet, but we are in the spring. Here's Mark Yusko.
Really important point. Look, the sentiment is still really pretty crappy. And that's why it's spring, right? Spring is not parabolic summer. Spring is mushy, right? It's the ground's mushy and it's windy and it's volatile and, in like a lion, out like a lamb. I mean, it's not fun per se. Although if you had, the 3 C's, conviction, courage, and cash, you need all 3 in June, you could have bought Bitcoin at you couldn't have bought at 17.5. That was a wick for like 4 seconds, but you could have bought, under 20 plentifully. And you could have bought Ethereum under 1,000 plentifully, but you needed all 3. Some people had conviction, most didn't. Most people lacked courage, but some had it. But most people just were out of cash, right? They had
that was the hardest thing.
But people didn't have the cash, so it's a really interesting time. And what we need, right, is what we've always needed: new entrants, more adoption. Raoul sends out the chart all the time. I saw another update from someone else, of the internet S curve and where we are, and it's 1998, 1999, somewhere in there. And we are going to inflect, and we're going to get the next billion. Just let that number sit for a second. Billion people actually get a wallet, actually watch your show, actually do some buying. And that's in the future. Right now it's 100 million of us kind of close friends all talking to each other, preaching to the choir.
For sure.
What needs to happen is the other people need to realize, this is more than just a speculative playground for day traders, because it is. It is the future of finance. It is the future of payment rails. It is the future of money, full stop. But, which one and how and all that stuff, that's all yet to be determined. But, biggest wealth creation opportunity, I'm going to see in my lifetime. Now I plan to be around a long time because I still got an 11-year-old, but it's still, it's big.
Like Anthony, Raoul Pal, and Yusko, we at Savvy Finance plan to stick here for a long, long time to come, regardless of the occasional volatility. Because when the upside comes, it always does, these small drops in prices won't mean anything. What do you think about the interview with the market giants? Please drop your comments and observations in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video. Thanks for watching.